Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women are Worthy Network. I'm your hostess with the mostest. I'm Jacqueline Charles. On this beautiful day that God has granted me to be alive, I have the opportunity. Let me slow down because when I tell you I'm fan guying, I guess I can call, fan guying this gentleman. He is wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of our show. We have a very special guest. We have Mr. Orville Davis. Orville is not only an accomplished author, but also a certified nutrition and diet specialist. That's what I said, a diet specialist with a wealth of knowledge in the field. Orville is a fruitarian. For those of you who are not sure what that means, because all these words are coming out here, this is not something new. A fruitarian is a diet consists primarily, ooh, what's wrong with my tongue? Primarily of consuming fruits and possibly nuts and seeds. No animal products, no animal products. Orville made a life-changing decision over 20 years ago when he weighed a whopping 198 pounds. Look, we're not going to talk about weight right now. And he felt dissatisfied with his overall health and well-being. So he had a drive and a desire to prevent, he wanted to cure things as well. So he embarked on this self-discovery and he did a lot of research and the connection between healthy living and disease. Remember, disease, okay? So without further ado, we have the one and only Orvel Douglas. Hi, Mr. Douglas.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. Let me tell you something. That melanin, that sun, it is glowing. You are melanin popping right now.
Thank you. Thanks to the
So
sunlight, yes.
that's what happens.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about your journey because I want people, you're an expert in the field now, but let's talk about your journey. How did you get here?
Okay, so I was altogether, I've been a fruitarian for like 11 years, but before that, I've been a vegan for 26 years. But prior towards that, as you mentioned in the introduction, that I gained this weight when I first moved to America. I gained all this weight from eating the standard diet. And I didn't really like the way I looked because, when I was growing up, I was always a slim person. And I just gained this weight and I just didn't feel comfortable. And so I decided I got to do something about this. So I decided to read books on exercise and nutrition. And I just kept on reading, and then I just decided, something, I gotta change my whole diet and stuff like that. And that's what I did. I changed my whole diet. I went cold turkey. I was in the gym 6 days a week at 4 a.m. every morning. 4 a.m. before I went to work. 4 a.m. worked out 6 days a week. I went cold turkey and everything. I gave up everything, and I just drank water, exercise, no alcohol, no soda, no nothing. That's what I did, and the weight fell off. In 8 weeks, I lost 50 pounds.
8 weeks, you lost 50 pounds.
Eight
Okay,
weeks, I
so
lost 50. Yeah, haha.
so here's the thing, because I want people to understand that being a fruitarian, being a vegan, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. That's what I want people, because I don't want people to misconstrue the words, because it's
Right.
definitely a lifestyle and you have to be committed to it. So what changes other than losing the weight? What other changes did you see in your body?
Well, when I lost the weight, I was a vegan at the time. I wasn't a fruitarian then, but obviously fruitarian is part of a vegan lifestyle because it's not animal products. So I lost the weight. I trimmed down. I had more energy. I didn't really lack much energy, but I had more energy. So I kept on moving. Life is good. I mean, I had no illnesses I had no illnesses anyway to reverse. For me, it was all about prevention. When I decided to change my whole diet, it was all about prevention because I see when I was a young kid, say like 10, 11, and you have your parents' friends or your parents, you see people, they're fit and well. They may have been in their 30s at the time. They're fit and well, but by the time they get their 40s, they have
Yeah.
some kind of disease. It seems like it happened to everyone. So I said to myself, I'm a thinker. So I said, something, I don't want that to happen to me. It may happen to me, but I'm going to take the steps not to make it happen to me. So that's what I did. I changed my whole diet.
Here's another misconception, because I talk to people about this, and here's because they're so systematically programmed by the medical profession. They're still programmed in believing if you eat fruits, you will get diabetes. And if
Yes.
you're diabetic, and I've been dispelling that as much as I can we address that, please?
Yeah, fruits does not cause diabetes. Animal fat, animal protein causes diabetes. It's diabetes is a toxic waste fat disease. It's all around the fat. I've never met one person who's caught diabetes by eating fruits. Now, let's address this in a different way. People who have diabetes and they may eat fruit, yeah, the fruit's sugar will raise their sugar levels, but it has nothing to do with the fruit. Basically, what it raises sugar level is all to do with the fat. They have a lot of fat circulating in the body, and fats take longer to break down. Sugars break down very quickly. Now, mind you, every single cell in the body runs off sugar. So now, if you eat fruits, you got all this fat in the system. People are eating fruits with fat together. The fat is still trying to break down. You eat the sugary fruits. The sugars cannot get to the cells. It's like a roadblock. The fat is causing congestion. As I said again, every single cell, including the brain, runs off sugar. Now, if you remove the fat, you remove the disease, because when you eat the sugary food, they go directly in the cells for energy, and that's what we need.
And I think that's what people need to hear. And I'm going to make sure we get that out there more and more, because
Right.
and I understand, because you're healthy, and then all of a sudden you get diagnosed with you're
Di-
diabetic. And
yes,
then
yes,
what goes into people's head is, I'm going to get my leg chopped off. I'm going to get this chopped off. I'm going to be on dialysis. And I wish more medical professions would, when you're writing down a script for medication, you also write a script for healthy lifestyle and what you're eating, right? I think that should be the first thing that people are asking. What are you eating? As opposed to, okay, let me give you this prescription for, let's first start work, or let's change your diet first, or your healthy eating, your eating lifestyle. Let's
right.
change that. And if it doesn't work, not that I'm saying you should take it or I'm advocating, but let's try a step before the medications.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
unfortunately they don't offer that, but they do. As I say, like doctors, or if they go to the hospital, they have nutritionists. But the nutritionist, the type of nutrition that they are advising to people, are under the guidelines and the medical board. So basically, they may the nutrition may give you a healthier diet, but it's not really going to help to reverse it, because you're still eating the same things that cause the disease in the first place.
And there's so many people, like I remembered listening to you, and I know of it, but sometimes people need to see a celebrity. And I remember one of the Kardashians, they had diabetes and they reversed it by eating healthy, right? And
Uh-huh.
they've been talking about it, but you don't hear too much about, him. So what are the misconceptions that people have that about being a fruitarian? Like questions that people ask you that sometimes you want to roll your eyes,
Right,
and
right,
you're
right.
like, what questions come to mind?
There's a lot. The most classic one is, where do you get your protein? That's the most classic one. Where do you get your protein? How do you have energy? Does fruits keep you full? Those are the three things. I couldn't do that. Fruit is just like a snack for me. Those are what I get.
Now, since you're living this lifestyle, what made you decide that, what, I've lost this weight? Because here's the thing that people need to understand. You can still be vegan and you can still gain weight. You can still
Absolutely.
eat raw vegan and still gain weight. Here's the thing that I'm talking about, and I'm open to constructive criticism, of
Right.
obviously. You can still be a vegan. And I tell people, when you see someone who's a vegan and they're thick, it's because they're eating processed food, right?
That's absolutely correct. You
Thank you.
know, that's absolutely correct, because I mean, if your body's got to get rid of waste. I mean, yeah, if they really think that's extra waste, the body doesn't need that. It just needs to shed, and when the body sheds, it will shed to where your natural weight is supposed to be, your genetic makeup.
So, okay. And then I was talking to someone and, they're like, I can't feel full being a vegan and I'm starting to shake. And it's like anything else, your body is going through transformation. Because if you're
Right.
normally eating, a bagel every day with cream cheese, and now all of a sudden you're going to eat salads, your body's going through an adjustment, and it doesn't mean it's a negative thing. And all the inflammation, let's talk about inflammation and being a fruitarian, how that will help people, because I want people to hear vegan, raw vegan, because I'm vegan and I want people
Right.
to understand. So when I was telling someone I was going to do a fruitarian, they're like, oh my goodness. But okay,
Right.
I want to, let's get down to the nitty gritty. This is an
Right.
unpopular conversation topic that I'm going to talk about with you, and I want you to be transparent with me.
Yes.
I've had discussions with people who are on high blood pressure medications for the last 10 years, or maybe, some 10 years, some 5 years, 2 years. And I'm telling them, if you're on blood pressure medication that long and it's not helping, obviously, your kidneys and everything's going to be affected later on. Why haven't they switched you to, let's change your lifestyle? Let's change your eating lifestyle. But even though the dietitians are not showing them how to eat like what we know how to eat,
Right.
they're not sending them to the dietitian. They're just switching medications. Because if you're taking something, as far as I'm concerned, and I'd like you to elaborate on this, when you're taking prescription pills for something particular and it's not helping, to me it's masking the symptoms. And I think
I
when you're
agree.
vegan, raw vegan, fruitarian, it's helping the symptoms. It's like, please expand on that, please.
Yeah, yeah. Pills, it's just going to compromise the system. The liver, it's going to compromise the liver. It's a lot of toxicity in the body. So no, you can't get better. I mean, you cannot get healthy through a pill. It's impossible. Pills do not make you healthy. Injections do not make you healthy. To make you healthy, you got to change your whole diet. And like having a vegan diet, raw vegan diet, it's all about eating alkaline foods that are not going to cause inflammation. Because a lot of people have inflammation, and that's what alkaline foods. When people eat alkaline fruits, the only foods that are alkaline on the planet are fruits and vegetables. Nothing else. Nothing else. Everything is acidic. Even if they even if it's something that's healthier for you, they're still not alkaline. Not saying you cannot eat it, but you can. But you have to make your diet more of an alkaline diet, at least 80% of eating alkaline foods.
I want you to repeat that again. Repeat what you just said about the only foods that are alkaline on this planet.
Are fruits and vegetables. Those are the only foods that are, yeah, alkaline on the planet. No other foods, none.
Okay, so you heard that here. Because and I'm going to agree with you, because and here's the caveat. Let's say I've noticed for me, when I fry something, other than using the air fryer, because I
Right.
do some things. So let's say I'm doing cauliflower, and when I
Uh-huh.
was actually frying it back in the years ago with oil, I noticed I would develop mucus. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, I would feel like a cold. I can tell when my body has mucus in it, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so then I said, okay, it's the oil. So then I would start putting it in the oven or on the grill, and I felt differently towards that. My body, one of my, and I'll admit it, y'all. Y'all know I'm transparent, so we keep it real. One of
Right.
my weaknesses was, and it is occasionally, I've let up on it, is going to a particular restaurant. I was going to say the name, and I realized I can't.
Right.
Going to a particular restaurant that closes on Sundays. Okay. And I love their French fries. So what I would do is, someone told me from that company that I said, I don't like the salt. So she said, you can order fresh fries. Now, wait a minute, y'all. Before y'all rush out there to get some French fries, let me finish my conversation, because I'm not here supporting that. Okay? What I am saying is, I would still get the fresh fries, and it takes longer for them to do, right, Orville? But I've noticed even though they don't add the salt, I would still get the mucus. It's like 10 minutes later, I feel it in my throat and in my nose, and then I would have to try to bring it out. And then I realized it doesn't matter. It's not the salt, it was the oil. And because the oil, and it's being processed, it's being stripped of whatever, and it's being processed. I was telling someone the other day, and I know this is about Fruitarian. I was telling someone the other day about rice, and they're like, "Oh my God, you can't eat rice. You can't eat this. You can't eat that." So I said, "How are the Asian people in Okinawa eating rice?" And I said, "You have to understand. You have to wash it a certain amount of times to strip the starch and the carb. Because when you do that, it to me, I can digest that more. I don't eat rice a lot. I'm Jamaican. We do rice and peas and all that stuff.
Right, right.
I don't do that as much. Like maybe during the holidays, I'll do it. But now, because I realize, Orville, people like you that I'm following and I'm watching what you're doing, I'm making sure I'm eating more fruits and vegetables than I do, like my watermelons. And I bought 7 watermelons the other day because watermelon season is over, and I'll juice it. I'll eat it. For me, it's one of the best fruits. And I don't care about the stereotypes that people talk about. I'll eat watermelon soup.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that with the CO3 in watermelon? Can you explain that? H2 3? Can you explain that, please?
Well, it's just something. It's just a structured water that you'll find in all high watery fruits. It's just, yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's a structured water. That's actually the structured water is basically distilled water, but structured in a sense. This is why when I tell people, if you got to drink water, the type of waters that you should drink is distilled water. Regarding, and the reason for that, a lot of people say, well, why not spring water? It has all these minerals. When I tell them that the minerals in water is inorganic, the body cannot use it. They're rock minerals. They are rock minerals. They say, oh, distilled water is dead water. I said, no, distilled water is not dead water. If you want minerals, get it from your food. That's where you get it from. I always tell people, if you have spring water and you put it through a distiller, you'll see like little pieces of rocks and stones that's left behind. It doesn't matter what make of spring water left. Most expensive spring water you buy, that's what you're going to see. And that's what's left in the body, but you cannot see it in the water. So fruits, the H3O2 that's basically structured water, which is basically distilled water. And that's the type of water that the body needs because it's not going to cause any calcifications in the body. Fruits will remove inflammation. It will clean the body. It's all about detoxification. It's all about regeneration.
How can people get in contact with you? Because I have this thing that's called sharing is caring. When I have
Right.
something good and great, I like to share it. I'm not one of those who I don't cock block information. I believe
Right.
we need to start sharing, and especially in the
Absolutely.
African American community, because we have the propensity of having high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and all of that. And there's
Right.
a way, and I'll share something with you because what you're saying is so true. I was going through some health issues, and they were giving me medications when I was in the hospital, and it then created other health issues because medications create side.
Right. One thing to another. Yeah.
Yeah, so I signed out against medical advice out of the hospital, and I told my husband, "Let's go to the farmers market." And he's looking at me, and the doctor's talking to him and telling him, like, "Oh my God, this is going to happen to her if she does it." Blah blah blah. He was saying all these things, frightening, kind of scare my husband. And I'm like, "No, we're leaving." And I'm weak at this point. I'm like, "No, I'm signing out. You guys are doing way too much and nothing." Blah blah blah. And I'll tell you why this happened, but let me just share this story for those who don't know that I am vegan. But so when I signed out, when I was in the hospital, my cholesterol was ridiculous, my blood pressure was ridiculous, my heart was going through so much because of the medications. I went into the hospital because I was having my cycle, and it was extremely heavy, and where I was clotting and things like that, where I was weak, and they wanted to give me blood transfusion. So when I signed out from the hospital, I told my husband, let's go to the, the farmer's market. And the doctor was like, make sure she sees her doctor within 30 days. Because if not, she's going to be gone by the end of the following month. This is what this man is preaching death over me, right? And I'm looking at him and my husband, I'm like, I know what my body needs. We go to the farmer's market, I get watermelon, I get all this stuff. I start juicing like crazy. So while I'm juicing, ask my husband to juice. So, everything. So 30 days later, we go back to my doctor. She runs all the labs. 2 days later or 3 days later with my labs, my cholesterol was normal. My blood pressure was normal, all of that. So let me tell y'all why this happened. Because I am plant-based. I come to Georgia thinking I'm all woo, because I wasn't into desserts and stuff living in New York. That just wasn't me. Come down here, and at my old age, I decided to get involved in peer pressure. And I'm like, whoop-de-whoop, Jackie, you got to try this red velvet cake. Nope, it's not vegan. I'm not eating it. I'm good. Wow. Jackie, you got to try chicken. No, because down here is the South and the Southern.
Right. Yep.
I ain't trying no fried chicken. I'm good. And then I'm like, let me try this red velvet cake. My stomach make those sounds, lactose intolerance, which I've never experienced before. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Still eating it. So I understand the sugar addiction and I'm eating it more often. Then all of a sudden my tummy starts growing like I'm 3 months pregnant, 4 months. So then I introduce, look, I'm going to be transparent. Then I introduce fried chicken. And I'm like, yum. Ooh, this is good. Yum. So then cycle, and I never had issues like that. Then my cycle gets horrific. I'm passing out. It's ridiculous. I can't, everywhere I go, ask my husband, do you see anything? It was just horrible. So I pass out twice. They take me to the emergency room. They're not thinking, what are you eating? What's going on? They're like, oh, you need to have a hysterectomy. I'm like, a hysterectomy? There's no cancer and all. You need a hysterectomy. 3 doctors, hysterectomy. My body is saying no. If you were born with it and if it's okay, you don't need to pull that out. Right. So again, absolutely. I went against their advice. Like I said, 30 days later, brought myself back, but it's been a long recovery because of all the drugs that was in my body. And listening to my doctor, who she was also okay with plant-based lifestyle and not like, Jackie, your cholesterol was so high and blah, blah, blah. She wasn't doing that, because she couldn't believe it. She also thought I had a hysterectomy. She also thought that the drugs they gave me did this. And I said, I stopped those drugs immediately. Right. So I'm not advising. I am not a medical doctor. So let me put that disclaimer out there. This worked for me. It may not work for you. I'm not telling you get off your medications. I'm just telling you what I did. And it was amazing. So while that was going on with my tummy, I went back to my acupuncturist and had to get all these needles in my tummy and all over the place to stimulate certain things in my body and, my chi, so to speak. And I'm here now, and it was just a couple of years ago. It wasn't like 10 years ago or anything like that. And my husband took a picture of me in the hospital, Orville. And when you see what I look like, I should have brought it up on the screen. It's something, because it's easy to tell people, hey, this is what happened to me. But when you have a picture, when I left, they gave my husband 13 medications for me to be on. 13. He went and filled them. I filled them. I have pictures of the medications when I go out and speak, because it's great talking, but when people can see, and my body was going through so much, Orville, that when they, had to take my blood, or they wanted to keep me because every couple of hours they wanted to check my blood, right? To check my cholesterol, to check my whatever is going panels. They had to do like every 3 hours, right? They couldn't get my blood. As much as they poked and prodded, they had to go through my neck, and only a doctor can do that, right? And that's the worst thing, because here you see me laying in the bed and this needle, and you can't move, obviously. And when the doctor's like, I'm sorry, that's the only place we're going to have to go. I said, hell to the no. But he had to do it, so I let him do it. But when I looked at that picture to see what that girl looked like then to now, you know what I'm saying? To see what I was doing to my body. Right. Yeah, so that's a story I wanted to share with you. Right. Because fruits and vegetables helped me. Fruits and vegetables, that's what helped me when I juiced. It was mainly fruits. I didn't experience a diabetic thing. I didn't experience any of that. I just kept juicing and juicing and juicing. And of course, I started losing more weight. I wasn't doing it for weight. I was
Right.
doing it just to be healthy, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Whew, when I think about it sometimes. So, since we're talking about how can people get in touch with you to get some education, because I'm telling y'all, this man's not a scammer. He is telling the truth, and he is. I'm telling you, he's a product of what he decided to do. How can people get in touch with you?
Oh yeah, you can get in touch with me. I have a website, which is my name, Orvel, ORVEL, OrvelDouglas.com. That's my website. And on that website, I conduct a fruit feast challenge every other month. And what this challenge is about, it's about challenging yourself. It's about challenging your beliefs that you have about nutrition. So you don't have to be into fruits. You could be eating the meat eater. You could be the worst eater in the world. Now, what it is, I challenge people to come and join the group, take all the information I give them, and put that into practice. I'm there in the group. It's for 30 days with all the guidance of exactly all the education you need, give you information, you ask all the questions you need. And what's happened, I've been doing this group for the past 7 years. And in the 7 years, I've had reversals of all type of diseases, thousands of diseases. Cancer's gone, high blood pressure's gone, high cholesterol is gone, herpes is gone. Oh, I mean, so many, so many. Type 1 diabetes, so many.
What have
I'm
you
not,
seen?
yeah, I want to say I'm not a doctor and I don't promise cures. But what I can tell you, you'll get the best of the best for your body. That's what's going to happen.
Is there a fee to join the monthly course?
Yes, the fee is $20. It's $20, and also I'm an author as well, so I have an ebook, and the ebook is something that I suggest everyone to buy because the ebook goes in conjunction with the challenge because all the information that I talk about within the challenge is in the ebook. So this is something that you should read before the challenge, during the challenge, and after the challenge, because after the group is over, all the information is deleted. So you'll have all that information. I always tell people, if you really want to pick my brain, you'll get all that information in the ebook. All the questions you want to ask me, you'll find it in the ebook. And
You know,
that's,
what I
yeah,
want to tell people, again, we're both not doctors. This is just what we do in our
right.
lifestyle and with other
Absolutely.
people. What I want people to understand is if you're on medication, right, you can still do this with your medication. Of course, consult
Absolutely.
your doctor. Consult your doctor because, you know, I have to say that. Consult your doctor. But think about this. What is it going to hurt? Medications have side effects. Fruits and vegetables don't have side effects. And I'll tell you something. When I have this thing with peanuts. I can eat peanuts, and I'm not going to say I'm allergic to peanuts because I don't really think, again, this is going to be an unpopular thing. I don't think there's things that God created. Forget about God created that people are allergic to. Let me finish y'all before y'all tan me alive. What I've noticed is lately, let's say 3 months ago, I was having issues when I would eat peanuts. My knuckles will get tight, and I'm like, "What's going on?" So one of my friends said, "Maybe you're allergic." I said, "Let me check into that." When I found out, it's the pesticide they were using with the peanuts, because when I go to other places that I know are peanut farmers and they don't do what other people do, when I eat their peanuts, I don't have the tightening of my fingers or joints or anything. So I'm just saying, try to eat things at its most naturalist form. You know, people are saying, "Oh, this doesn't taste good." Usually, growing up, we used to have castor oil and cerasee tea every Sunday, and that don't taste good, but that would clean us out. And what I'm noticing, Orville, coming from the West Indies, now everybody jumping on the bandwagon. When we were eating it, oh no, drinking coconut water and all that kind of stuff. I remember my friends used to make fun of us, and now everybody's jumping on that bandwagon. Coconut water,
Right.
Pharisee, sour sop. You can barely find sour sop now. It's almost $40 for a little thing of sour sop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Come on, man. Come on. What is the one thing that you're most proudest that you've accomplished? Other than, if you have family, but in this environment, in this space.
Um, it's just basically for me the satisfaction of most proudest thing is just I'm helping people. That's what I do. I've been helping people. I mean, I've had so many um reversals of diseases, and that means for every single person I've helped, they can stay with their family longer on this earth. That's what I'm proud of.
You are my brother. When I said I researched the heck out of you, I researched the heck out of you.
Right.
Let me say this because I don't think people say this enough. Maybe I don't know. Let me give you your flowers, right?
Thank you.
Or because you're doing something phenomenal. Yes, you want to make money, and there isn't anything wrong with making money. We need to take that out of like people need to do stuff for free. Hell no. Okay.
Right.
He has to eat, he has to take care of his family like everybody else. When you become an expert in your field in corporate America, the services go up, right? So
Absolutely.
what I'm gonna say is, as an entrepreneur myself, I respect what you're doing. I love the fact that you're helping all people because you're diverse. You're into helping all people. You are not, what is the word I'm looking for? There's no judgment with you. From when I've been reading and looking and watching, there isn't any judgment. The only thing that you really want is for people to get healthy. I know y'all heard him say it, so let me say it from my research. All he
Right.
wants to do is have people to be healthy. He does want you to stay with your family longer. Now, if you plan on leaving your family, that ain't got nothing to do with us. He
Right.
just wants you to be
Right.
healthy with your family and to live a productive life, because the world is chaotic right now, and the last thing you need to worry about is your health. People are worrying about how they're going to eat, how they're going to do this, how they're going to pay their bills. You need to be healthy in order to do this. Your health,
Absolutely.
your health is really your wealth, man. I can't say that enough. You can spend all the money in the world, but if you're not healthy, look what happened to, a couple of these mogul giants. They wish they did things more. So Orville, what takeaway would you like to leave the audience with?
It's all the health is wealth. It's all about being energetic. It's all about people. I mean, uh, I'll be 60 years old in a couple of months, and I have
Wait,
all
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait. I want you to bring your face up closer to the camera because you lying.
right.
60 years old?
Yes, I'll be 6 years old. I'll be 6 years old in February. I have a 21-year-old granddaughter, and I have a 4-year-old grandson. Now, I've never met my grandson because this was through COVID, but we got to meet in February when they come over because they're all in the UK. So I'm a 6 year, I'm gonna be 6 year. I'm gonna be able to run around with him and do anything. I don't want to be one of these people who are sitting in a chair and just watching them run around and I cannot even reach out. Health is wealth. I've always said that. For me, it was always about prevention is better than cure. But if you have to cure something, cure it now. Try and live the best life you can live, because I just, it's all about family time, being with friends and family, and you can do stuff. That's what it's about. And I just can't. I just don't even know how to, But that's what it is. It's for me. It's all about trying to get people healthy, because health is wealth.
You're doing, again, I just, my brother, when I say I'm so freaking proud of you, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you, first of all, to taking the time and space and energy to be on this show on this beautiful day where you could be doing other things. But this just shows me and others out there that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So I want people to go on his website. Here's his website again. It's orveldouglas.com. ORVEL, not IL,
Yeah.
ORVEL Douglas.com. Go on his website. Look at some of the things that he's doing. But I'm telling you, I'm supporting him, and I want to show you love. Anything that he's doing, like, support, sharing is caring. Try it for yourself. What is $20? You spend $20 on Starbucks and all those other things. Well, one whole day could be more than $20, but
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely. Yeah.
try it, because again, you may feel a little weak because your liver and your kidneys like, well, what's that? What you doing? I mean, you shaking us up. What's going on here? But just consistency is the key. Again, with doing that, it's a support group. So you guys can
Absolutely.
ask questions. So you're not doing it by yourself. You don't feel like, oh, I'm spending money and I got to figure it out. You're not figuring
No,
it out.
nothing at all, because I'm there. I'm there to point out everything. I'm there all the way with you. If you're going through a certain symptom, if this is happening, that is happening. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It can be being on fruits can be a very bumpy ride. You can have energy one day. You could have symptoms that show up. You may have had, like, say for instance, you broke a leg like 10 years ago, and then all of a sudden you're getting pain where you broke a leg. These are things people, what the hell's happening? These are the things I explain what's going on. So a lot of people try fruits by themselves and they don't really know what they're doing. So when they come into these problems, oh, the fruits made me sick, it may be this. No, you didn't have any guidance. And that's what I'm there for. People pay the $20 for that guidance. I don't like, I kept it at $20 because I just wanted everybody, this is something that everybody could afford. As I said, I've been doing these challenges for the past 7 years. For the first 5 years of these challenges, I did it absolutely free. It's only the last 2 years I decided to say, something, let me just charge people a small amount that they can afford, because it's a group setting, everybody can get in the information, and that's what it's about. So it's all about trying to get healthy, and and it's never too late. It doesn't matter what you have.
Okay, my thing is, I hear your price. What I want people to understand, it's so affordable that no matter how much inflation, because here there's inflation, don't let them fool you.
Right.
That there's inflation. Usually when things like that happen, you then decide, oh my God, I'm going to cut off the gym membership. Oh my God, I'm going to cut off the healthy eating stuff. Gym membership should never be one of those that you should cut off because your stress, you're going through a lot, or even exercise should not be one of them because that helps your endorphins, your serotonin. So you need to keep that up. So again, Orville, I'm supporting everything that you're doing because I'm loving what I'm hearing. The fact that you're 6'0", you know what I'm saying? Hey, I heard they looking for James Bond. Come over here. I love your interest. I love your interest. But we got to get Orville. Or maybe he could train you if they choose you for James Bond or something.
Right.
Maybe you do that,
Oh my gosh. Thank you, so kind.
You are just an amazing person, and I send much blessings and abundance your way, and I hope you are so overwhelmed and with new clients that eventually you'll see, like, okay, now I can raise the rates or whatever the case may be. Right. Y'all don't yell at me because y'all know when y'all go to y'all restaurant, you saw how much food and groceries went up. So, we want to keep him in business now. He can't keep doing stuff for free or little enough. Right. But I digress. So, I don't want, before my team gets on me, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sharing is caring. Share. While you're watching all those other shows, just make sure that you're sharing what we do because it's all about mind, body, and spirit. I did this because I wanted to create a positive space for all people who are looking for positivity. I don't deal with negative Nellies in my life. I only deal with positive Pollies or positive Peters. Now, if you're negative, get off my page. I ain't got time for that. I don't need that, right? Because we need a safe space with all the craziness going on. So we want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. Much peace, blessings. Have a motivational Monday, turnaround Tuesday, wonderful Wednesday. Thankful Thursday, soothing Saturday, and self-care Sunday. Don't forget to apply those things to your life. And again, keep smiling, keep shining, and make sure you let your light shine. So without further ado, bye, y'all. My further ados get longer and longer and longer. Whatever. So bye, everyone.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.
Oh, you are just amazing. And thank you for being on the show.